This is the first in a series of tutorials on Cuespeak, the speech and language therapy workstation for iPad. Cuespeak is aimed primarily at people with aphasia. It's designed to enable you to create a full customized program of therapy exercises, all within a single app. Once set up, this program can then be run automatically at the single press of a button, making it ideal for independent use between speech therapy sessions, as well as for use within sessions. The technical requirements for running Cuespeak are an iPad running iOS 9 or later with at least 600 megabytes of free space. To download Cuespeak, go to the App Store, touch the search bar in the bottom right-hand corner, and type in Cuespeak. Press Get, and the app will start to download. Depending on the speed of your internet connection, this initial phase of the download can take less than a minute, or a few minutes if the connection is slower. Once the first phase of the download has finished, touch Open, and the second phase will then start. This second phase involves the download of the exercise content. That's the images, videos, and sound files, of which Cuespeak contains a very large amount, so this phase can take considerably longer. You can tell that the download is happening by the revolving icon in the top left-hand corner. If the connection is fast, it might just take 2 or 3 minutes, but if it's very slow, it could take half an hour or more, so it's important to allow plenty of time for this. If you want to monitor the progress of the download, touch the play button and then touch Show Progress. This progress bar will give you some idea of how quickly the download is proceeding. To go back to the home screen, touch the Home button. 2 other things happen during the download process. First, you're asked to say if the app will be used primarily by a home user working independently of a speech and language therapist, in which case you'd select Home User, or whether it will be used primarily with a therapist in a clinic, in which case you would select With Therapist. Next, you're asked if you would like help with choosing exercises. This is aimed primarily at independent users who are unable to access help from a speech and language therapist, but it may also be useful as a starting point for speech and language therapists who want a quick way to narrow the field of options when starting to set up exercises. If you do decide to ask for help, you'll be asked to rate the intended user's communication difficulties in the 4 main areas of speech and language: speaking, understanding speech, reading, and writing. You're asked to rate each of these on a 3-point scale, from extremely difficult or impossible through to not too bad. This process is obviously not intended as a substitute for a full assessment, merely as a starting point from which to investigate which exercises might be appropriate for the user. In subsequent videos, we'll be looking at the process of making decisions about which exercises might be suitable and how to configure them for a particular user. Once you've carried out the rating, press the Forward button. You'll now be taken back to the home screen, where you can check whether the download is still happening. We can see here that it's complete, so now we're ready to go. In the next tutorial, we'll look at the exercise library and the auto-run session.